Welcome to today's Bible quiz. We're going to test your knowledge of the fascinating stories and characters of the Bible. Get ready for a journey of learning and reflection. Remember, each question is an opportunity to delve deeper into God's teachings and wonders. Let's get started. Question 1. Who led the Israelites to tear down the walls of Jericho? A. Moses. B. Joshua. C. David. D. Elijah. Correct answer, B. Joshua. Verse. And it came to pass, when the priests blew the trumpets the seventh time, that Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. Joshua 6 verse 16. Joshua, following God's instructions, led the Israelites around the walls of Jericho for 7 days. On the seventh day, they marched around the city 7 times, blew the trumpets, and shouted, and the walls fell down. This demonstrates how obedience to God and faith can bring miraculous results. Question 2. Who was chosen by God to deliver Israel from slavery in Egypt? Joshua. B. Moses. C. Aaron. D. Elijah. Correct answer, B. Moses. Verse. Now therefore come, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people the children of Israel out of Egypt. Exodus 3 verse 10. Moses was chosen by God to lead the people of Israel out of slavery in Egypt. He confronted Pharaoh with signs and wonders, including the 10 plagues, and led the Israelites through the Red Sea. This act symbolizes deliverance and God's faithfulness in fulfilling his promises to care for his people. Question 3. Who is known as the father of faith? Abraham. B. Isaac. C. Jacob. D. Moses. Correct answer, A. Abraham. Verse. Just as Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. Galatians 3 verse 6. Abraham is called the father of faith because he believed God's promise that he would be the father of a great nation, even when he was childless and well advanced in years. He demonstrated absolute trust in God by obeying God, such as leaving his homeland without knowing where he was going and being willing to sacrifice his son Isaac. Question 4. Who was sold into slavery by his own brothers? Joseph. B. David. C. Moses. D. Cain. Correct answer, A. Joseph. Verse. The Midianite merchants passed by and pulled Joseph up out of the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph down to Egypt. Genesis 37 verse 28. Joseph was sold by his brothers out of envy, because he was the favorite son of his father, Jacob, and had received revelations from God in dreams. They threw him into a pit and then decided to sell him to merchants who took him to Egypt. This betrayal by his brothers was part of God's plan to elevate Joseph to a prominent position in Egypt and save his family from famine years later. Question 5. Who was thrown into the lion's den? Daniel. B. Joseph. C. Jeremiah. D. Ezekiel. Correct answer, A. Daniel. Verse. My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths, so that they would not harm me, for before him I was found innocent, and also before you, O king, I have committed no trespass. Daniel 6 verse 22. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den because he continued to pray to God, disobeying King Darius' decree that prayers were forbidden to anyone other than the king. Daniel remained faithful to God and was protected. This episode demonstrates how God cares for those who are loyal to him, even in situations of extreme danger. Question 6. How many men died after Samson tore down the temple of Dagon? 1000. B. 2000. C. 3000. D. 5000. Correct answer, C. 3000. Verse: There were more who died at his death than those he had killed in his life. Judges 16 verse 30. The temple of Dagon was filled with Philistine leaders, and about 3,000 men and women were on the roof watching Samson. He tore down the pillars of the temple, causing the death of all of them. Question 7. Who was the high priest who took care of Samuel? Eli. B. Aaron. C. Melchizedek. D. Joshua. Correct answer, Eli. Verse: They sacrificed the bull and brought the boy to Eli, and she said to him, As surely as you live, my lord, I am the woman who stood here with you praying to the Lord. 1 Samuel 1 verses 255 to 26. Samuel was given by his mother, Hannah, to the high priest Eli, in accordance with a vow she had made to the Lord. Question 8. Which biblical character had red hair? Esau. B. David. C. Adam. D. Abel. Correct answer, B. David. Verse: Then he sent for David, who was with the flock. When he came, he was red-haired, with beautiful eyes and a handsome appearance. And the Lord said, Get up and anoint him. Is this 1 Samuel 16 verse 12. Question 9. Which prophet was taken up? Enoch. B. Elijah. C. Isaiah. D. Elisha. Correct answer, B. Elijah. Verse: And it came to pass, as they went on and talked, that, behold, a chariot of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. 2 Kings 2 verse 11. Elijah was taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire, in a whirlwind, without experiencing death. Question 10. Who was the first king anointed by God in the Bible? David. B. Saul. C. Solomon. D. Absalom. Correct answer, B. Saul. Verse: Then Samuel took a flask of oil, and poured it on his head, and kissed him, and said, Has not the Lord anointed you captain over his inheritance? 1 Samuel 10 verse 1. Saul was the first king anointed by God, chosen in response to Israel's request for a king. Very well, you have reached the end of our quiz. How did you do? Continue to deepen your knowledge of the scriptures and meditate on the valuable lessons we can learn from each story. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your comment below about the quiz and how many questions you got right. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next editions. See you next time.